These were different things that are caught on doorbell camera footage. On November 30th, 2021, a disturbing incident was captured by a Ring doorbell camera in Dallas, Texas. A Twitter user shared the unsettling footage of a man standing outside her apartment almost every night for an entire month. The woman reported that she had already contacted the authorities, but they had done little to keep the man away. The footage, which soon went viral, revealed the man standing eerily still outside her apartment, possibly waiting for her to emerge. At one point, his muffled voice could be heard, though his words were difficult to decipher. It's unclear what his intentions were if the woman had stepped outside, but his unsettling behavior suggested that it was not a harmless encounter. After the video was shared online, it immediately gained attention, with many people checking in on the woman and offering their concern for her safety. 2 days later, she posted an update where she explained that her friends and family had confronted the man and security had been alerted to monitor him. However, commenters urged her not to let her guard down, warning her that the man might return. Strangely, after her final tweet in December 2021, there were no further updates, and the man's identity has never been revealed. To this day, the unsettling nature of the footage lingers, leaving many unanswered questions. Now let's shift our attention to an eerie event recorded in Harriet Creek Ranch, Texas, on November 2019. The footage, which was uploaded to TikTok and Facebook, shows a little girl holding a flashlight and knocking on the door of an unoccupied house late at night.
Help, please! Please help!
She repeatedly begs, "Please, help me," clearly frightened. She looks over her shoulder multiple times, her eyes filled with fear, but there's no indication of who or what she's running from. The video ends abruptly, leaving viewers deeply unsettled. Theories quickly emerged, one suggesting that the girl was being used as bait to get the homeowners to open the door, with some commenting that they could see a man lurking in the shadows behind her. However, this theory was never confirmed. Another possibility arose when people speculated that the girl might be linked to a missing person case from South Dakota. Serenity Dinard, a 9-year-old girl who had run away from a youth home in February 2019, was reportedly seen in Texas days before the video was captured. In this next clip on October 2nd, 2022, 3 masked men, wearing masks resembling those from The Purge, stood in front of a front door carrying weapons. When one of them noticed the doorbell camera, he immediately covered it with his glove, trying to block the view. However, after a few moments, he uncovered the camera, revealing all 3 men standing close to it. They appeared to be crouching low, possibly trying to remain unseen by anyone inside the house. The homeowner, alerted by the motion-detected notification on his phone, opened the doorbell app, but he only saw the glove covering the camera. He called out to the men through the speaker, but they remained silent. Suspicious of their intentions, the homeowner contacted the police.
Hello? 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 Hello?
By the time officers arrived, the men had disappeared and the incident was left unresolved. Many believed the men were attempting to lure the homeowner into opening the door, potentially to rob him. Others speculated that they were trying to pick the lock while the camera was covered. Regardless of their plan, the unsettling nature of their actions left everyone on edge. Next, we move to another unnerving clip, this time from a woman who had just returned from walking her dog. Her doorbell camera captured the moment she began removing her dog's leash when she suddenly looked to her right, causing her to hurriedly pick up the dog and rush inside. Moments later, a man appeared in the frame and walked right up to the front door. He tried the door handle, but fortunately, the woman had locked it just in time. The man then put on gloves and, according to the woman, was carrying zip ties. She noted that he seemed to be preparing for something sinister. The man tried the door handle several more times, but each time, the woman managed to stay inside.
Camera recording.
At one point, her neighbor came outside, which caused the man to pick up a nearby garden hose and feign yard work. After the neighbor left, the man circled the house and tried to break into the back door. Fearing for her safety, the woman locked herself in a room and called the police. By the time authorities arrived, the man had already left the scene. While the police couldn't do much, the woman posted the footage on TikTok, hoping that someone would be able to identify the man. But in this clip, at around 8 p.m. on a sweltering Las Vegas evening, a woman was home alone, preparing dinner and waiting for her husband to get back from work. In search of a little fresh air, she made what would soon prove to be a near-fatal mistake. She opened a window. Unbeknownst to her, a man had been wandering through the neighborhood. The open window gave him a clear view of the woman inside, and that was all the invitation he needed.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? What? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure?
The man approached the house and rang the doorbell. What followed was chilling. Repeatedly, in a slow, almost robotic tone, he said, "Are you sure? I just have a couple questions for you." He rang again, knocked again, repeating the same eerie line. But the woman didn't answer. She had no idea who this man was.
Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive?
Even more disturbing, the man kept talking as if someone had responded, but no one had. He was speaking entirely to himself. Terrified, the woman hid inside. That's when the man tried to open the front door. Thankfully, it was locked. He muttered curses as he turned to leave. But at that exact moment, her husband, still at work, used the Ring camera's microphone to confront him. That's when the man's true intentions were revealed. He said coldly, "I'm looking for the girl inside the house. I have a knife, a gun. I want her to open the door."
How are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about TV show. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm in. You have her open the door? The girl that's on the other side of this door when she left me.
Had the door been unlocked, this woman may not have lived to tell the tale.
I want her to have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again.
Police were called, but by the time they arrived, the man had vanished. She uploaded the footage online, and it quickly went viral. The very next day, someone recognized him in a nearby neighborhood. Police arrested him. He told officers his name was the Holy Spirit. But in reality, he was Christopher Suss, a man with a criminal history and a shocking mugshot that horrified the public. Years earlier, he looked like any other working man with a stable job. But now, with his twisted expression and blank stare, it was clear something had changed. Perhaps drugs, perhaps mental illness. Whatever the cause, that footage may have saved a life. This next clip is a chilling reminder that danger doesn't always knock. It follows. A mother holding her infant daughter walks up to her front door, completely unaware that she's being followed. As she moves toward the house, a man appears in the distance, calmly pulling a ski mask over his face. His intent is clear. The young daughter is the first to notice him, but the mother, lost in her thoughts, doesn't see the masked figure approaching until it's nearly too late. Luckily, she steps inside and shuts the door just seconds before the man reaches her. Later, while reviewing the ring footage, she realized how close she had come to disaster. When she showed the video to the police, their response was bone-chilling. There had been multiple reports of a violent rapist targeting women and children in the area. Authorities suspected that the man in the footage was the same predator. There's no reasonable explanation for someone walking around in a full-face mask on a warm day unless they're trying to hide their identity. If the mother had hesitated for even one more moment, the outcome could have been catastrophic. In this next clip, a young college student returns home alone. She opens the door and slips inside, but not even 5 seconds later, two large men step onto the porch. Without knocking, the man in front immediately tries to open the door. Inside, the girl panics. She yells, "I'm calling the police!" But the men linger. Some viewers argue they seemed confused, like maybe they had the wrong house. But their timing says otherwise. The short gap between the girl entering and them appearing would have easily allowed them to see her, yet they still tried to open the door. As one man turns to speak with his friend, he seems to notice the ring camera and then knocks, perhaps a performance to make it look innocent. But the girl's screams grow louder. "Calling the police!" she yells again. That's when they finally run off. We may never know what they were really planning. Police never released more information. But even if they were at the wrong house, trying to open the front door uninvited is beyond sketchy. In the early morning hours, a couple returned home after a night out at a casino. The husband went ahead, unlocking the front door, while his wife followed a few steps behind. As she reached the porch, she turned, and what she saw nearly froze her in place. A man with a gun was sprinting toward her. Without hesitation, she rushed inside and slammed the door shut just in time. The gunman didn't just stop. He noticed the Ring camera and began bashing it with the butt of his weapon, destroying it in seconds. But a second man could also be seen in the footage, confirming that this was no random encounter. The couple later told police they believed they had been followed home from the casino, likely targeted for money. The main suspect was later identified as 18-year-old Al Hussein, doctor. He was arrested 10 days later and charged with multiple felonies, including first-degree burglary. He pleaded not guilty. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a doorbell camera captured something deeply unsettling: a man and a pregnant woman attempting to break into a house in broad daylight. The footage shows them approaching the residence with clear intent, unaware they were being watched.
You saying I could throw one, throw some police in those people. You know, they know about it. I keep it from those, but it's people that know you already know. Especially out there, prison building. Definitely know what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? You have the risk from that.
Fortunately, the homeowner quickly alerted a neighbor who confronted the pair. Caught off guard, they awkwardly claimed to know the residents, but their story didn't hold up.
Hey, what y'all doing back there? What y'all doing back there?
Nah, that's our people too.
How is it y'all people y'all leaving? You want me to call the laws on you? Okay, who stay here?
The confrontation was enough to make them retreat, and they were never seen in the area again. It seemed they hadn't considered the obvious risk of being recorded, but that wasn't the only case of unwanted attention at someone's front door. In another disturbing incident, a woman who had just moved into a new apartment found herself the target of a deranged man living downstairs. For weeks, he would pound on her door at all hours, demanding to speak with her about random strangers he claimed were inside. Most of the time, she ignored him, but that didn't stop the harassment. One early morning around 4 a.m., he returned with more aggression, kicking the door in frustration when she didn't respond. Terrified and alone, she finally called 911. Police arrived and arrested him on the spot. The woman finally found some peace, at least for now. But his release remains a troubling thought. Things grew even more chaotic in San Diego, California, where a doorbell camera captured a bizarre scene involving a completely unhinged woman.
That's right, you know me. Pray God, no, yes. Sorry, I'm gonna break this. You got a package up, bitch. I'm gonna open this shit right now. Bitch, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. I swear to God, Ernesto. How mama, you know what she said? Bitch, swear to God, like, it's coming, Ernesto.
To leave a message, you can do it now.
In the footage, she boldly walks up to the house, snatches a package off the doorstep, and rips it open right then and there.
Fine. I swear to God, look, Andrew Ramirez, please leave me alone. I swear to God. Like, boy, you think, oh my God, you're so petty. I swear to God, if Andrew Ramirez always been talking. Like, Shannon. I swear to God, again. No. Come on, huh? What the f is the second ice cream shit? I swear to God, like, what the f is this shit?
She even has the nerve to tear down the homeowner's sign and toss it aside before casually walking away with the stolen contents. Her strange behavior, talking loudly to herself, ignoring boundaries, left viewers questioning her mental state. It wasn't just theft, it was deeply erratic and invasive. Later that same week, another strange woman was caught on a doorbell camera just past midnight. She stood outside someone's home, acting confused and fragile. When the female resident answered through the intercom, the woman introduced herself as the teacher's daughter and asked to use the bathroom.
Who is it?
Because I'm trying to use the bathroom. I'm the teacher's daughter.
But this wasn't the first time she'd approached the home. Footage from the previous day showed her trying to open the door without permission. When she failed, she walked away with a man lurking nearby. Whether she truly needed help or had darker motives remains unclear, but it's a haunting interaction nonetheless. And perhaps the most violent clip of them all shows a woman forcefully trying to break into an apartment while the residents were still inside. The doorbell footage is terrifying. She repeatedly slams the door, ignoring the cries of the woman inside telling her to stop. With alarming strength and erratic movements, she even tries to rip the doorbell camera off the wall. At one point, she actually succeeds in dislodging it, but the camera keeps rolling. It captures her stumbling backward, panicking, and eventually fleeing the scene. Even with the stolen device in her hand, she couldn't escape being recorded. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this.